Hello, and welcome to the 02 Circle Jerk Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, and I'm joined today by only Patrick.
Hello.
It's only us today because no one else is on the hype train. It's just me and Patrick, sadly.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Jared, as of right now, 5 episodes are out. We're only going to talk about 1 through 5. Jared's only seen 3 as of now, and Catbutt Ackee, he's not on the hype train.
He's in a different place. Not a better place, just a different one.
Yes. Pretty much the itinerary for this episode is basically going to be kind of analyzing what's going on 1 through 5 right now. Theories and speculation. Maybe a little circle jerking around.
How many times did you say you went through the 5 episodes that have come out?
Alright, so basically, I became obsessed after the first episode and rewatched that a few times. And then rewatched, when 2 came out, I rewatched both of them a few times. And then pretty much the same. And then the wait for 4 and 5 was pretty difficult. I think I got about 10 watches in between. So I've probably seen each episode sans 5 about 15 times.
Holy shit.
And I've seen 5 about 3 times. As of now. It's currently Monday.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you're aboard the hype train.
Yes. I fucking love this anime. Mostly because I'm a Trigger fanboy. But equally so because it nails it's pretty much goes through the checklist of things I like in an anime. You know, you got big robots, good designs, cute girls, lots of good action, and a really cool heroine. Which, I mean, let's be honest, 02 is something special this year.
Taking the community by storm for sure.
Like, I was looking at r/anime memes, and there's nothing but FranXX 02 memes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's I'm more curious to see how long that lasts, whether that's just going to be a February thing, or if that's going to continue for the entire duration of the show.
I don't know, man. We've got 19 more weeks.
Yeah.
19 more weeks of 02 memes left.
Thank God.
Yes. I think I hyped myself even more when I heard that we were going to get 2 cores. Because I originally thought it was only going to be 1 core. And
yeah,
for something so hype. Yeah, for something so hype that you really love. I watch anything by Trigger. I call it bias, but you know.
I mean, I like Gainax, I like Trigger, but I don't like everything that Trigger does. But I really like this show. The show is excellent. Really, It feels like they've kind of gone back to their roots a little bit, away from the Little Witch Academia sort of stuff and the Kisnaiver, back towards more like Gurren Lagann, like old Gainax stuff.
Right.
Big fan.
I'm actually surprised you liked it so much, the first episode.
Yeah. I had a feeling, it kind of gave me the same feeling that I got when I started watching Gurren Lagann, and obviously that show gets circle jerked a lot about being really good, but I mean, it is a good show in the sense that even if you don't necessarily like the plot or what goes on the show, you can at least appreciate the fact that, they spent a good amount of effort on that show. It looks nice. And there's just the soundtrack is great, and I have a feeling that we'll see.
Well, it's just like anime. You can tell they put a lot of love into it.
Yeah, it looks good, and it's just
it's not like they're just trying to fill a slot.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a journey for them making an anime. Whereas Darling in the Franxx, man, I wouldn't even say, looking back at anime like Kill la Kill from Trigger, I'd say the action in the first 3 episodes of Kill la Kill was way more over the top than Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah, I would agree.
But see, I feel like they're pursuing 2 different roads, because Darling in the Franxx seems to be more serious, more intense emotionally. Because you have like the whole male female aspect to it. And of course, like, you know, instant girlfriend genre, 02. She's a hottie with a body.
I feel like Kill la Kill 2 was a lot just like, how over the top can we take it sort of thing. And this definitely doesn't feel like that. Like, yeah, there is some stuff that's over the top, but I mean, Kill la Kill was like nonstop every single episode. It's like they push boundaries with that show, man. It's like every episode, it just feels like they're trying to like outdo the previous. And then here it's a little more tame, which is not better or worse, honestly, but it's nice.
Yeah. So what did you think of, you know, each episode progressing? What is your favorite episode so far?
Well, favorite episode.
Yeah. We're doing favorite episodes with only 5 to choose from.
I'd say I kind of liked 4. What about you?
It's a hard pick between 4 and 5 because 4 we finally get what we want, which is Hiro getting in the fucking robot.
Yeah, they really started to spin things up on that episode. Like, it was go, go, go.
Like, that was a really titular episode for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone's waiting for Hiro to finally pilot Strelitzia with 02. And that's the episode that finally did it. But then you get episode 5, which, like, they throw some pretty heavy emotional drama going around. You learn a little bit more about characters, intention-wise.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that. I'm glad they're actually, you know, getting into more of the characters. I had a bad feeling at the start of the show, for example, they would just leave Goro. It's kind of like friendly fall guy, kind of like undeveloped, not really do anything with him, but I'm glad they didn't go that route. Like, he's actually interesting.
Like, I feel...
Everyone just jokes about him being cucked, but, like, I mean, I'm sure that the characters' relationships are different than it's just, like, you're not... I don't think you're just assumedly a couple because you pilot a robot together. Kind of like dance pairs, right? It's not an automatic thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see how far Goro takes it. In terms of, because, like, episode 5... Honestly, did you ever read a book called The Giver?
I haven't, no.
It's a book where basically society in the future has figured out the best way to basically sustain itself is to only teach what's necessary to the children. I don't remember too much of the book, but basically... Dude,
that reminds me so much of Shinsekai Yori. Holy shit.
Like, Shinsekai Yori has a lot of parallels in that, like, Giver takes it to a different extreme. Like, they eliminate color. Like, in the sense that they actually eliminate colors.
Like, they don't explain to you any colors.
It's like, they I can't remember how, but they biologically alter, like, the kids so no one sees color.
That's interesting.
Because if I remember correctly, it can elicit dangerous feelings or something like that. And basically what happens is there's the person called the Giver, which is the only person who is given memories of the past. The only person who knows about the war, bad things, whereas everyone else, life is just perfect. There's nothing wrong. It's basically Eden. But the Giver, his job is to basically keep the memories of the world before they had all this crazy shit. And the main character in the story, his job, he's chosen to be the person who interacts with the Giver, because he's called the Giver because it's his job to retain these memories and give them to the next person in line. And, like, it's really crazy because, like, in the story, once the kids get to a certain age, they are basically euthanized. Like, there's no old people in this world.
Dude, that's some Peter Pan shit right there.
And, like, if you're if you have like a biological problem when you're born, you literally go down a chute. It's as simple as that.
So it's like eugenics sort of stuff.
Pretty much. And there's a lot of similarities. I wonder.
Oh, especially when they're talking about like the orphanage and stuff. And for example, when he saw off his original partner, they were talking about how they don't come back, sort of thing. I think we all know what that means. They don't go to the orphanage. If anybody's wondering, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like episode 5, we get to see the unit from Platoon 26, and they obviously know a lot more than Unit 13. I feel like Unit 13, they said it's a test unit, hastily put together.
Right.
And then when Zorome asked them, like, when's the oldest? Who's, like, the oldest? He asked them, basically, have you ever seen a parasite, become an adult? And, you know, the guy whispers to him, like, oh, he doesn't know. So I think it's basically implied that parasites either are euthanized at a certain point, or I think more likely they've been gene modified to where they don't live long. They don't have a very long lifespan.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Because a lot of the show implies that they have been gene altered, because when in episode 5, when Nana and Hachi are talking about Hiro's abnormally high yellow blood cell count, like, they mention that it's the exact opposite of what's been happening to the previous partners of 02, which implies everyone else has whatever these yellow blood cells are, which I assume are special to parasites. They all have yellow blood cells.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Which I think I can assume at this point are Klaxazor cells, perhaps.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly. I'm sure it'll be explained probably within. I mean, it's either going to be explained within the next couple episodes or near the end of the show.
Right. Yeah. So I wonder if there's so much we don't know at this point.
Yeah, I mean they've done a pretty good job with world building. Like they're trickling it down at a good enough rate that it's enough to stay interested without it feeling like you're just getting like info dumping, where you have to sit and listen to somebody talk.
Yeah, because they've been slowly leaking information,
which is perfect.
At the same time expanding the mystery.
Yeah,
leaving more things to be questioned. Like the biggest thing is 02's backstory. I can't wait to see that. Because, I mean, we see episode 1. I don't know whether it's a flashback or like a vision of the future. But you remember we get to see 02 with, I assume, who is Hiro, in some kind of school uniform. And she's like super happy and stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned the school uniform stuff too, because the credits, like the ED, it's all like the characters in what seem like normal. Like I feel
like the Edie is unrelated.
Yeah, I kind of had that
just because like,
but
yeah, Edie looks like it's just, you know, spin-off. You know, what if they were in the normal world?
Yeah.
Whereas like these were more, the uniforms looked similar to the ones they wear now.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely unrelated.
But, and then it shows what everyone calls the Klaxazor form of 02, which we don't know. The red-skinned, she has her horns are like 5-6 times longer than they are when we see her the next time. Her eyes are a different color, or I believe, no, don't quote me, but her hair is white as well. But we see her walking through the snow, but she has an ankle bracelet that says 002 on it. So what I'm interested in knowing is 02 a Klaxazor modified to be more human, or is she a human that was modified to be more Klaxazor?
That's an interesting question, actually.
Yeah, because we don't know who. I mean, we can sort of assume that person was 02, but we don't know what happened. As well as we see Dr. FranXX, like on the metal side of his face, he has a horn. A metal horn on it.
Right.
So I wonder if he tried modifying himself in a failed experiment, and now he's basically, prosthetic man.
Yeah, he's like a leper.
Yeah, because I believe he has he has multiple prosthetics as well, not including his face.
Right. Yeah, so it's probably botched if that was the case.
I think there's gonna be an episode where shit goes down the drain, and like he has to explain to Hiro, basically a giant info dump.
Yeah.
As well as explaining 02's backstory. But I know one theory I saw, which I had talked to you about before, was like this theory has no actual ground. But the theory that they're all gonna die in the next episode, minus 02. And then she basically moves to the front lines and gets a new darling, who's the actual MC. That'd be fucking crazy. But see, we don't. That's absolutely baseless.
Yeah, it seems almost too extreme. Like if they did it, that would be quite the plot twist, I guess. But
secretly written by Gen Urobuchi.
I could definitely see at least one of the characters dying in the next couple episodes.
Yeah, because I talked about it with a few other people. Most people think Goro will die. Me personally, I don't know. I think it would be more romantic / dramatic if Goro and Ichigo die at the same time.
Ooh.
Because think about it like this: Goro in episode 5. Oh yeah, this is going back to. Well, I'll get back to that, but basically in episode 5 we see Goro's starting to figure out he's in love with Ichigo.
Right.
And Ichigo's trying to cope with trying to understand her love for Hiro. So I think it'd be really dramatic if Ichigo died for Hiro's sake, and then Goro's just fine with it because, Hiro's his friend, as well as he wants Ichigo to be happy because he's in love with her. That would be super dramatic. Like I feel like this anime will pull some super heavy feels in the upcoming episodes.
I think it would be interesting if Hiro actually died on his third pilot.
That'd be interesting.
And then Goro just loses his shit.
What if Hiro and Ichigo die, and then Goro has to pilot Strelitzia? That
would be interesting. I don't know if it'll go that route. If anything, I would think there's no way that he would pilot with her because he'd hate her at that point, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I really think that there's going to be some sort
that would actually be a good thing. Yeah. Imagine the dynamic between Goro and 02. She basically is the cause for both of his best friends dying.
Yeah. What would be really interesting to me is Hiro dies and then Goro and Ichigo, 02 becomes an antagonist, and then it's Goro and Ichigo basically trying to get revenge.
I don't want that to happen.
Me neither, but I think it would still be interesting.
I have a feeling 02 will maybe not complete antagonist, but there will be an antagonistic moment between her and the other pilots.
Yeah, well, to me, she seems like she's just sort of, chaotic neutral, does whatever for whatever reason, does whatever she wants, sort of thing.
Yeah, because, it's episode 5 makes it obvious that she doesn't really care about Hiro.
Right.
As long as she can be with him, as long as she can pilot with him, that's all that matters. And if he dies, then he just wasn't up to the cuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that attitude is interesting because it's in stark contrast to the way that she speaks to him, right? It's it's almost misleading because then later she comes back and she's like, yeah, I don't really care that much if you die. It just means that you weren't good enough.
Yeah. And like another similarity, I'll go back to what I was going to say between the Giver. Like the kids and the Giver are similarly to the kids and FranXX. They have no. I think it's apparent now that they don't really have any knowledge about, sex and human biology or human reproduction.
Yeah. They've been educated only in what it takes to, be a weapon, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the premise, it says that they only grew to pilot FranXX. That's their purpose in life. And now it's like they're making it super clear that, yeah, that's definitely the only thing they were ever taught.
Right.
I need to rewatch 5 again so I can see the scene where they talk about the adults in the city. But yeah, there's so much I want to know. But right now it's tough waiting every week for an info dump.
And there's no source material. It's all anime original, so you have to wait. There's no choice.
Are you reading the manga?
No. Does it elaborate on much that's not in the show, or what?
There's a few differences, and there's a few things that are explained. God, brain fart. Like some of the events happen in a different way. Like when we first see Hiro lying down in the forest, instead of getting a text message from Ichigo, she actually meets up with him in the forest. And the episode where 02 is watching him train, and then she's like sitting down near the column waiting for him, and where they go view of the city. I only saw the non-translated one, but it's Mitsuru that actually goes to her instead of Hiro in that scene.
Interesting.
But I don't know what they talk about. But other than that, I'm trying to think. Mostly like terminology and stuff that wasn't used until the later episodes. But you also have nudity in it, so that's a plus. I'm trying to remember who the person doing it was, but I can't remember. Anyways,
you're talking about the person that was doing the manga?
Right.
Yeah.
The person adapting the anime into a manga.
Pretty well known / famous, is he not? I can't remember the name either off the top of my head, but
yeah, I can't.
He did fucking To Love Ru, did he not?
Honestly, that's the first time I've heard it, but now that you say it, the art style is super similar.
Yeah. I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, so wow. That totally makes sense with the boobs and such.
Right.
Although, like, speaking of fan service, like, it's pretty toned down. It's still there. I enjoy it.
You're talking about in the show?
In the show, yeah. Like the scene in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only real ecchi we've gotten, sans the...
sans the whole piloting the robot thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been so desensitized that, like, that doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. It's just one giant innuendo, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Also sans the lake scene.
Right.
In episode 1.
Yeah, it's not really... you could call it sexual undertones, but, like, undertones implies a subtlety that's not there with this show.
Like, the show itself is a euphemism.
Yeah, pretty much. And they don't cut any corners or, hide anything. It's very obvious right from the get-go.
Like, I wish they would take the time to, like, explain how the piloting works. Because, it's basic... The way I see it is that the girls become the interface to the robot by basically being the hard link to the robot, whereas the pilots link to them they're just using the interface,
Right.
which is the girl.
And that would explain why it's possible for O2 to actually like pilot the robot by herself.
Right.
Because because that's basically the most important part. Like if you're not interfacing with the robot, you can't do anything. So
Right. As well as I'm wondering, I want it to be explained how do the factors represent how they connect with each other? Like what? Because they mentioned like the negative and positive factors and numbers, which
right.
negative being the females. I think negative females, and then the positive factors being the males.
Another thing I'm curious to find out too is like how exactly everybody that pilots with O2 gets the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
Like they actually just get beat the fuck up, like bad. It's really weird.
I wonder, because we see in episode 5, Hiro has some sort of growth on his chest, a blue growth.
Right.
I wonder what it was like after the first time.
Yeah, because they only showed it after the second, right?
Right. But I wonder what's happening to Mitsuru, because we see him taking pills, which I don't know if they're painkillers or if,
right.
There's some way of trying to bring back his yellow blood cell count. Because I assume when Nana says the opposite's happening, since Hiro's yellow blood cell is spiking, I assume everyone else's drops.
Right.
Nice. And if we assume that those are Klaxazor cells, that would mean that, their lives are sustained by Klaxazors as well. But, this gets into the Blue Oni theory, where, if the viewers don't know, Blue Oni theory is basically where Hiro has Klaxazor blood like 02, and because it's said in the first episode or two that Hiro is a special specimen, and that's probably the reason why the upper management allowed him to stay after failing his connection period with Naomi, as well as they were talking about they didn't want 02 to become tainted by the special specimen being Hiro.
It looks almost like the reverse is true, based on what
right.
we've seen.
Right. So I wonder, the Blue Oni theory basically states that Hiro will transform into basically the male equivalent of 02. I think there's good grounds on the theory, because there's so many similarities to the old folk tale from Japan. The 02, her color scheme is red, Hiro's is blue, the growth on his chest is blue.
Yeah, it doesn't seem exactly subtle at this point. It's kind of like, this is the way that it is. There's so many inferences that you can draw. It just,
I'll be happy, if whatever makes him being a special specimen pretty much is able to have him transform next episode, because next episode is going to be his third time, so something is going to happen to him, whether he dies or becomes a fucking butterfly or something.
And knowing the way that this goes, I'm sure we won't actually see the consequences of that until the following episode. I'm sure the next one.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Triggered.
Who knows? We might be able to see a horn or something.
Yeah. I'm sure there's gonna be a cliffhanger at the end of the episode, of course.
Also, I want them to explain what her headpiece is.
Yeah, I was curious about that too, because episode 5, when it got knocked off, she kind of lost her shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. I feel like it might be a limiter of sorts.
Right.
maybe an emotional limiter, because like we see in the lake scene, she has it off and nothing happens.
Yeah.
But as soon as Ichigo slaps it off her face, she goes all demon-y.
Well, I wonder if the reason that she wears it is because obviously she's sensitive about the whole like people saying she's not human sort of thing.
Yeah, because she seems hung up about that a lot.
So wearing the headband kind of downplays the horns a little bit, because like on first glance, there's no reasonable expectation to assume that they're not part of the headband, right? Like if you're just to see somebody wearing something like that, you just think
well, because like in episode 1, we see that it is electronic of some sorts. Because when she puts it on, it like clicks, it beeps, and like the little light thing turns on.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so
it must serve some sort of purpose. Maybe is some sort of tracking thing. I don't know. It could be all sorts of things. It could be like stuff for the.
You know what? I think when we see 02 in her red form, like I believe that the headband basically stops that from happening.
Yeah, I could see that.
It seems plausible. I know a lot. Like there's some really shitty fan art I saw of like Hero with one single blue horn on his head, and he has like a little cock ring on it.
Oh my
like
God.
She has a headband. Oh man. Man, the next episode is going to be probably the best action so far.
Yeah, I would. I would hope so.
Because I heard the Trigger team from 4 is working on 6.
Oh,
They're
nice.
going to do. But I've basically heard A1 is doing most everything, and then Trigger is doing the action.
To be honest, that's fine. Like I've never really had a problem.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I mean, A1 does what they do, and then like I guess for critical parts, just have Trigger do the heavy lifting. I mean, makes sense. Even probably from a budget perspective, I'm sure that A1 they can just do things cheaper, probably than most other studios can, being how large that they are and how many projects they're involved in. So getting them to do just like dialogue scenes and stuff like that, I'm sure is like I'm sure the show probably actually benefits from it rather than having Trigger trying to do the whole thing by themselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Because it really came out in episode 4, right? Like it looked good. It was awesome. It was hype.
Because like I noticed, I watched a little bit of Kill la Kill again recently, and you can tell Trigger is really smart with their budget. Because like a lot of the cuts are closer, a lot of the cuts have less things going on in one scene. But I mean that might just be me cherry picking, but I feel like the partnership with A1 should allow them to maintain an overall high quality throughout the whole anime. Also, I assume it's not going to be a split core.
Oh man, don't say that.
I fucking hope not.
Yeah,
I hope it's not a
same.
split core.
Man, I'm upset that you even put that idea out there. Yeah, that would be a disaster.
Core 2 releasing fall season. Yeah, that'd suck. What I do want to know is, why do the mechs have faces?
Yeah, that's another interesting thing. I wonder if, to some extent,
I'd say I
alive.
fucking love it. Like I love the fact that they digitize the pistols' faces onto the mechs.
Yeah.
I assume basically when the female connects to the robot, she basically just gives all control. Like her consciousness basically goes into the robot, and that's why the face appears. Because I mean, you see when they're piloting them, whenever the girl communicates with the boy, her face of the mech shows up instead of her face.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah, it's curious how they do that, actually.
Yeah.
Because, like, he comes up on the video screen, and it's like the robot's face. It's like, oh, okay.
I remember, like, it awestruck me when I saw the first time Ichigo piloting Delphinium? Wait. Yeah, Delphinium. And then, like, I saw the face move and look at Hiro as he was standing on the ground.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. Like, oh yeah, and the part where in episode 4...
Are you talking about the cheeky look?
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Like watching the mechs smile and like have cheeky smirks with each other was such a great add-on.
Yeah.
I love the mech designs. Oh yeah, we can agree that at least most of Unit 26 will die tomorrow, or episode 6.
Hard to say. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards like maybe 1 or 2. I could see
at least one.
I could see it being all of them, but I could see 1 like for sure. 1, I don't know who it would be, but I could see 1 definitely.
Yeah, because they set them up as fodder. I feel like because
I mean, I think it could even honestly be someone who you consider to be a more main character.
Well, I feel like one of their team will die because the way they set them up, like they found it strange that the Unit 13 has each mech is unique, and they said that all of Unit 26's mechs are generic and the same.
Right.
So, ease of animation / don't have to make a specific mech if it's going to die.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder too, maybe, I really think, like, if they're taking pages out of Gurren Lagann making this show, I really think that there's a chance that a main character is going to die. Like, I really, really, really think so.
Like, I feel like Goro and Ichigo will die.
Yeah, I could see either of them going, honestly.
Although, like, that's just my preference because I don't want to see this love triangle go on forever.
Yeah, same.
And honestly, I heavily root for 02.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting plot point, but you don't want to drag it through 2 cores, I think.
Yeah. So I feel like Ichigo will die.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Along with Goro. Or maybe Goro will become an antagonist.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could see 02 getting Ichigo killed.
And then basically Hiro casting off his ties with the squad, running away with 02.
Yeah.
And then maybe there'll be a time skip. Maybe there won't.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some sort of runaway. I'm sure of that. I mean, there's been enough foreshadowing. 02's been talking about it, like, I think in multiple episodes, so...
Yeah, and then we might see Goro leading the squad as, like, basically an assassination unit against the, what's the word? Hiro and 02 runaways.
Yeah, I could see that. Man, it could go so many different directions at this point. It all depends on, like, kind of who lives, who dies sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and either way, like, the plot will be interesting. Like, I don't think there's anything that they could really do that will make people just say, like, oh, fuck this, I don't want to watch this anymore because this is retarded sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's what I like about it as well, is that, the originality of the plot. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. It is good, honestly, and the fact that nobody can spoil what's going to happen because nobody knows because it's original.
Yes, exactly. Who's your least favorite character so far?
Oh man.
Probably between Zorome and Mitsuru.
It's got to be Glasses Girl, I think.
Oh shit, you don't like Ikuno?
No.
Fair enough. She seems kind of like the pitiable one so far.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll die because she's had like the least amount of character development. Yeah, of all the pilots, she's had the least.
Yeah, that is true. I think. Oh, what about Blondie?
Kokoro and Futoshi. I feel like they're safe. Like if there's anyone that's super safe, it's gonna be Futoshi and Kokoro. I don't know, I love them. Like they're such a great like the sexual euphemisms, like Futoshi saying like it's like I didn't suck, did I? I did it right, didn't I? And Kokoro being like, ha ha ha, you did perfect.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't want Kokoro to die because it's Saori.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much the only reason,
too.
honestly.
Dude, I love Futoshi and her as a pair.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like even a nice guy can pilot a mech with a cutie.
Right. Yeah, there's only been 5 episodes, so it's hard to, I guess, keep talking. Like, there's...
Yeah.
We'll kind of have to wait to see what happens, I guess. I mean, it's kind of like a big turning point coming up in the next, like, 2 episodes as to where the plot goes. And then it'll get a little more predictable from there, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. I'm not... Yeah, same like you said, there's no way of knowing what's going to happen next episode.
The speculation is fun, though, I gotta say. It's,
oh, yeah.
It makes watching so much better.
Yeah, you were saying you prefer the ED over the OP, right?
I don't remember. I don't recall if I said either way. Yeah. Was that me that said that? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I think I like both of them almost equal. Because, like, the OP is such a hype OP, because, like, the lyrics, as well as, like, the tone of it.
Yeah, I do really like the art in the ED, though. I mean, the art in the OP is really good, too, but the art in the ED is...
Plus, the ED is a character song.
Yeah.
Sung by all the female voice actresses.
Yeah.
So that... I didn't even know that till, like, last week. Because I was like trying to see where the single was online, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's not immediately obvious.
Yeah,
I didn't know until I read somebody pointing it out.
Are you gonna get any merch?
No, probably not.
I mean, if you go to AX, there will be tons of it.
Okay, then maybe.
Yeah, like I can promise you there will be a lot of FranXX merch.
Yeah, and the way the show is set up, like, it'll be ending, what, like, right before AX starts?
It'll be ending in April. Yeah. Or no, June.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the show will finish right before AX. Holy shit.
I think the last episode will fall on, like, the 23rd or 24th of June.
Yeah.
So it basically ends when AX starts.
It's like perfect timing. I wonder if they did that intentionally.
Just for AX, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming they wouldn't, right? But it just seems like an interesting coincidence.
Yeah, you might be able to look at it as like a summer blockbuster.
Yeah. Well, and like we all know, Trigger actually pays attention to non-Japanese audience, right? At least from what we've seen, so...
I mean, there was I went my first year at AX 2014. The only reason I went was because they were having a Kill la Kill special event.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was really cool, because they had Araue there, the OP singer. She also did a cover of the second OP by Gardanalia. They had a big concert with her. They had like a big panel with the creators as well as the voice actresses for Ryuko and Satsuki.
Man, you think we're gonna see something like that for 2018?
Oh God,
it would make a lot of sense.
I fucking hope so. Although, like, I feel I need to look and see when Kill la Kill aired in correlation because I'm not completely sure.
There's no way the
I
show
think
doesn't end up as big as Kill la Kill, right? Like, I don't see how it could do worse than Kill la Kill.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
That would be disappointing. I would be disappointed. I like the show more than Kill la Kill, I think.
yeah, I'm not sure so far. Like Compound, like Kill la Kill as a whole, like was super good. I loved it. I see just unlimited potential in this show. Almost unlimited potential. It could be, I mean, the same is also equal. It could just completely flop in the middle or at the end.
I guess that's the risk you take with original shows, right? Like, you have the freedom to do whatever you want with the plot. And you can actually write the plot such that it fits the fucking time slot properly for like a season, right? You can do the whole plot in 24. You're not trying to mix and match LN volumes to certain episodes and fit it within, like, 13.
Because I feel like they're holding back a lot right now. Like
holding back in what sense?
Like, not just in terms of plot, but as well as animation. Because, like, the animation so far has been really great. I've liked it. But it wasn't near... Like, the first 3 episodes of Kill la Kill had some amazing animation for the fight scenes.
Right.
Whereas, like, I feel like they've been holding back.
Yeah. We haven't really had too much going on, actually, in the way of fight scenes, because there's been, 2 in...
3.
3? Yeah. So...
Well, let's see. There's the First Awakening.
The most major one that we saw was in 4. That was like the most significant one.
Right. I don't know. There's so much potential and so much we don't know. There's no way. Like, it's a bit hard to like overanalyze it at this point since there's only 5 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's lots of cute things about it too, like the way the characters are named has to do with their numbers, and then like obviously all the robots are named after flowers, and I mean all the terminology is flowers and plants and stuff like that.
Like, speaking of numbers, like I wonder what Zorome's number, what that means, because like his number is 666, right, which is, I mean, special compared to everyone else's because it's the only number that, means something meta.
Well, except for O2.
Oh, you think she's has to do with water?
No, O2, Oni, demon, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's definitely
you're right.
Definitely not a coincidence.
That, I mean, it supports the Oni theory, I guess.
Yeah.
And who knows? Or that could just be a red herring.
Yeah, it may very well be.
Man. Fuck. Honestly, I want the romance to happen so bad right now. I want Hiro to teach 02 what it means to love a person. But I know that's very unlikely because Hiro himself has no fucking clue.
Yeah. And 02 gives 0 fucks.
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping this whole anime goes all fucking Erica 7.
Yeah.
Which, like, I would love to see them both find out what it means to love another person.
Yeah, that'd be... I mean, it could happen. May very well happen.
I mean, she could be the equivalent of a Corallian sent by the Klaxazors to communicate with the humans.
Yeah.
I honestly think she is or was originally a Klaxazor herself.
That would make sense.
Because I mean, like the first episode, like
the scene you're talking about, right?
Why is she in the snow, and is she surrounded by Klaxazors?
Yeah, and then I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that her character looks so much like Anemone. Like, holy crap, the resemblance is actually uncanny. I understand that it's a different studio, but like, there's no way they didn't take at least some points off that page
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just too many mysteries, dude.
Yeah.
I think episode 6 there's going to be a lot of deep shit going down. Because like whether or not, I feel like we may see 02 go berserk. Hero's definitely, shit's gonna go down with him.
Yeah.
God, like you said, I hope they don't fucking cliffhang it.
Oh, I'm 100% they're gonna cliffhang it.
Yeah.
It's too opportunistic of a time, I think. They'll probably cut it right after the fight ends with some. They might just show Hero briefly or something.
Yeah, that's what I think's probably gonna happen as well. Shit. Ah, such a shame. Man. I just hope the status quo doesn't change too much. I'd like Hero to just stick with 02 for now.
Right.
But I feel like there's going to be separation soon. Like, not permanent, but there's definitely going to be a good period of episodes, I feel like, where Hero is not going to be with her. I don't know. It's a bit too late to tell.
It's a good show. If you're not watching it, you should be watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why I'm going out of my way to make a whole episode out of 5 episodes worth of anime.
Yeah, I'm really curious once we get to season end. There's going to be a lot to talk about. Well, I guess that'll be next season, right? But I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about regarding this show.
I'm definitely, if it keeps going good, I definitely want to have another Circle Jerk episode.
Yeah, I'm down.
In the middle.
Yeah,
and
at
perhaps
the end of the
towards
first
the
core.
end. Right. Yeah. Because I couldn't wait for episode 6. Or damn. Maybe we'll have to do one after episode 6 if it's that good.
That's optimistic.
I mean, I'll do it myself if I have to.
Yeah, true. I mean, I'll be at work probably, so.
Yeah. Man, I feel like we have analyzed everything that there is to analyze at this point.
Yeah, more or less. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for watching. I think I can't tell you guys when this episode is gonna air. Most likely in a week.
Depends on how busy Jared is, right?
Yeah, because I don't like giving him too much work.
Yeah. Busy guy.
Yeah. Other than that, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you have anything to ask or comment. That's pretty much it. This has been episode 60. Oh shit. 8, I think. 68. Yeah, this is episode 68. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
See ya.